Hello everyone, welcome to another video. Today I'm going to rank all Gootraxians based on PvP ability. This is just my opinion, so take it how you like. Now I'm pretty sure most know this, but not all Gootraxians have abilities or passives, so I made a separate category for them. So I'ma put them there really quick. Alright, now that we got those out the way, let's get on to the actual ranking. First up is Elaine. Lang is kinda hard to rank, because it's kinda of situational. Like it would work better if there were multiple Lang at a time, since I'm pretty sure the gas effect stacks. It's more of an annoyance and troll thing than a helpful thing. So it's okay. Next is Lemon Chalk. The passive blur effect when you grab someone is good. It hinders the sight a little, but the victim can still see what they are doing and their surroundings. Unless they are just straight up blind. So it's a little helpful and an annoyance to the victim. I usually sometimes see servers flooded with lemon chalks, so you might as well join the party. Now for Ghostfox. Ghostfox is more of a unique transfer, as when you are hit you turn invisible for a short amount of time. Although you don't turn fully invisible, it's just enough to give you enough time to escape if you're low. You can even sneak up on a player and grab or attack them. Be careful though, some of the more experienced players can still see you regardless of your invisibility. The Ghostfox tends to work better in blackouts and power outages as the environment is darker. This furthering enhancing the invisible effect. This Gootraxian is pretty solid for a regular Kaiju. Viseo / Fashu. They are practically the same as each other, just different looks. Anyways, Viseo has the ability to create puddles at the cost of a to infect streak. These puddles are super useful and good as they do damage and cause the enemy to slip and ragdoll for a few seconds. This is probably the best thing for running when in a tight spot, as you can have up to 3 puddles at a time. I recommend using puddles at the entrances at doors or near spawn. Especially if you're low, since most of the time they won't think and will just chase you. So if you suddenly place a puddle down out of nowhere, they might fall for it. Overall, it's definitely a good Gootraxian. Buck is up next. Buck isn't bad or good, it's kinda in the middle. Like the throw ability it has is actually pretty good since it ragdolls and does a pretty sizable amount of damage. Although in exchange for throwing your bucket you lose some HP and it's noticeable. Plus not only that, but you can only get another bucket during blackouts. So once the blackout is over, you can't use your throw ability since all buckets turn back to normal. So overall it's not bad, it can probably be good in the right hands. Nuclear Rabbit. There's not a lot to say about this transfer, since its passive only takes effect when you die. When you die you explode and leave a green residue behind, hurting anyone who steps in it. So you can probably see why it's kinda A. Since the residue is easily avoidable, and you'll only get hurt by it if you somehow step in it, or a Gootraxian grabs you and pulls you into it. By the time someone does grab you, the residue will lose its effect. Slime Pup. Slime Pup is unique, it doesn't have any attacking moves other than bite. Its exist purely revolves around sheer annoyance. Its bite does like 5 HP. It can also sleep and eat to gain health. But the thing that really sets people off is the steal ability. It basically allows it to steal bats and pipes. This is an extreme advantage for Gootraxians, as bats are most of humans' main weapon of choice, as it doesn't cost any tokens. Plus most pups steal during the most inconvenient situations. It does like no damage, but it's still annoying to deal with. Which is why it have its own separate category, since it's mainly for support. Panther. This transfer is so good on so many levels. Not only does it have more HP than normal, but it can block scythe attacks. This is a huge advantage, because scythe attacks ragdoll and can give humans the chance to jump you. You do have a claw attack, but I'm pretty sure it does the same amount of damage and has the same cooldown at the normal attack. As if that wasn't enough, its prepare ability got a rework, and you can now see through the walls much more easier now. It's like using X-ray now, so you can find people to infect. there will sometimes be servers flooded with this Gootraxian. If that does show how busted Panther is, I don't know what does. Definitely a top tier Gootrax. Dark Protogen / Protogen. Same thing, just different looks and obtainment method. I barely see people use Protogen, and it's for a good reason. Its ability is garbage. It basically allows you to explode, but there's also a startup time to it, so people can usually avoid it super easily. The only time I ever seen someone actually land the explosion is when the victim was standing completely still. Most people that use Protogen are usually roller players who think they're slick, use it as a last resort when they're getting attacked. NightCrawler. I don't think NightCrawler even needs a reintroduction, we all have experienced it firsthand. It's a mini boss, so its HP is ridiculous, but it doesn't heal. Its pummel ability takes around a quarter of your health, which doesn't seem like much, but then you realize he can hit you 3 times in row and the last hit lunges him forward. Once they get one infect streak, better prepare for him to chain pursue. Not only does the ability ragdoll and hurt anyone near at the start, but he gains super speed and just starts running over anyone in the way. After a certain amount of time, if it gets close enough, it will do a strong jab which ragdolls and puts you in the red. If that wasn't enough, if 3 or more people try to hit it, the self-defense mechanism will activate and will push everyone away, which also ragdolls and does damage. Oh yay, did I mention it blocks axe attacks? Automatically going in busted. Sprinkle Kit. This transfer has its ups and downs. For one, it has a passive goo trail that constantly slows down enemies that get close enough to it. Although in turn it has less HP than normal. The less HP you have, the more intense the goo trail gets. Making this more viable as a escape method be when low, since the trail constantly slows. But it still is pretty good, especially with multiple sprinkle kits. Last but not least, Cat. Cat is same situation with Buck, other than the fact you don't throw your bucket, it kinda of just falls off. The only usability I see with it is ejecting the bucket, then grabbing someone and moving them into the bucket. Which is of course a guaranteed transfer, but I'm pretty sure you don't get credits for it, so it's okay. Hopefully you enjoyed the video, or this maybe gave you a rundown / helped you on which Gootraxians to use. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I hope you have a great day.